to them. The all-seeing guys. The all-seeing guys. With Greg and Joe.
Hello, welcome to episode 165 All Seeing Guys podcast with Greg and Joe. I'm of course Greg, and I'm joined by
Always Joe Jackson.
Always Joe Jackson. Always
Joe's
your name wrong then.
Joe's Jackson.
Always Joe's Jackson.
Have you seen
Joe
Joe's-
and his many
Have you seen
Jacksons.
Joe's Jackson?
Have you seen Joe's Jackson? Joe, now
He's talking
available
about
in
my-
Jackson.
He's talking about my.
Excellent.
He's talking about my penis.
Have you seen that advert? It's on I see it.
And
When I
away we
watch
go.
TV, when I watch TV, and an advert comes up on YouTube that I can't skip, and I'm like, fuck's sake. There's advert Newmans, they're called.
What do you mean you
for
can't
about,
skip adverts?
Well, if I'm watching it on TV, sometimes you can skip YouTube adverts.
Okay, yeah.
But if you're
sorry.
watching
I
it
was
through
wondering,
the
like,
TV, and so
ad block, man. Come on, it's the 21st
no,
century.
but I'm watching it through TV. But I'm not on TV, and then sometimes you get those that are like, you can skip this in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I keep seeing adverts for Newmans for erectile dysfunction.
Oh.
And there's literally an advert that starts with them just listing names they call penises.
Fantastic. Oh, we'd be really good at that.
Johnson, Flapper, Tollywhack. They list all these different names of dicks.
Cock.
And then it's like, will everyone you use Newmans erectile dysfunction? And I don't know why I'm getting these sent to me. Let's see if I can Google it. Newmans, I think they're called Newmans.
It grabbed me by the Newmans.
Premature ejaculation.
Oh, so it's
Newman.
premature ejaculation.
We make it simple. We make it simple for men to do something about their health. We tackle erectile dysfunction.
But is erectile
I can-
dysfunction and premature ejaculation the same thing? Are they like mutually exclusive?
Possibly. Newman advert. Right.
'Cause I feel like-
here you go. Yeah, this is the advert. This is the advert that has them listing it.
I feel like you were just. Oh, go on.
I think this is like an American version of this one. So this is basically what I hear at the advert when they list all different kinds of dicks on it.
Okay.
Packer, Go-Go, Pencil, Pronger, Pintle, Piston, Pizzle, Wiener, Wanger, Wilfred, Weenie,
Wilfred.
William, Winkle, Whistle, Roger, Nimber, Johnson, Peter, Sausage, for Shizzle, Dong. Call it what you want, but when it stops working, make the right call. Do something.
I love that it's
Dysfunction.
the only
I like it
improvement.
just ends going...
The only improvement I would make is have Matt Berry be the narrator.
Exactly, right? Especially at the end
Dong.
when he just goes, dong, 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 dong. And on the
Dong,
screen it just comes up in
dong.
white words. Dong, dong. Dong,
And then
fire
just, and then
the
all I can,
nuclear weapons.
And then all I can imagine is just like, Stephen Toast, is Glenn Fandango here? Yes, I can hear you, Glenn Fandango. Could you just say dong several more times, please? Dong, dong,
Dong.
dong, dong,
Wilfred.
dong, dong.
Wilfred. I might start calling my penis Wilfred.
So welcome to episode 165 of the All Seeing Guys, sponsored by Newman's
Yes, of
Erectile
course, sorry.
Dysfunction.
It does sound like a podcast ad, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like a podcast sponsor. Welcome to this episode sponsored by Erectile Dysfunction Newman. I mean, it sounds like they sell erectile
This
dysfunction. They
episode
don't
is
actually sell
sponsored. This
they're
episode
helping
is
you with
sponsored
it.
by Erectile Dysfunction.
Dysfunction. Dong, 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 dong.
dong. Wilfred.
Dong, dong. I like that. I might just start using that when I'm out. Hi there, dong.
Just gotta
dong,
go.
Dong.
Just gotta go.
Dong.
Just gotta go and drain me, Wilfred.
Just, me Williams put me flies. Jesus, William, settle down.
You got any?
Dong.
You got
Anyway,
any? You got any
sorry.
fun names for your penis?
There was Private.
Yeah, that's
He
good.
he did become a lieutenant eventually.
Oh, good. He
promoted
climbed-
my own penis.
he
Yes, I
climbed
did.
the ranks.
He
climbed the
outranks me
ranks.
now.
He
He
outranks
outranks
you.
me now.
He makes all
Yeah.
the decisions. He's a corporal.
I remember having this conversation sat round a lake in Switzerland with Lee and Ben, and we had this discussion of what do you call your penis. And I remember, even though it was such an obvious thing to say, I just didn't expect Ben to say it. Just that Ben was just like, the Destroyer.
I remember you telling that story.
Answer, but hearing Ben say it cracked me up.
I remember you telling that story, but also it makes me laugh because he just makes his penis sound like a wrestler.
He's got one of those like Mexican hats.
Yeah,
like,
over his
Mexican
it's like,
mask
it's got
on,
like
but just
foreskin,
just
and then
over
it's
his
just like
dong,
the luchador
dong.
mask. El Dongo. El Destroyer.
El Dongo. Dongy, a dongy, a dongy.
El Dongo the Destroyer is his wrestling penis name.
El Dongo. I've got to send that advert to
The group. A group.
yeah, to the group. I've seen this advert
To your
a few
erectile
times, and it's
dysfunction group in WhatsApp.
to my Rexall, my trirexal dysfunction.
Your Tyrexal.
Dong.
Why are you just making up dinosaurs now? Dong.
Right. Dongosaurus.
Dongosaurus Rex.
Rex. I suppose that is what it is, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not even like a play on words.
I always thought of a good name for the penis is just simply the poker.
The poker.
Just the poker. That's all I've
Get you next time, Batman. I am the poker.
Yeah.
The poker. Yeah, that's good. I'm down for that. Yeah, it's a good name, poker.
I'm glad
It
you.
means it's a bit on the nose. If a lady asks you what do you call your penis? The poker.
Oh no! If a woman legitimately tells me, I always just say like Douglas.
Dave.
I always thought Douglas.
say
I
Douglas.
genuinely always thought Douglas was a good name for a penis. Don't know why.
And you still think that? I quite like it. I think it's a good name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
I
you
don't
be
want
like?
my penis to have. I don't want my penis to have a pun name, like a play on words. I
No.
don't want it to have a joke name.
That's stupid. Like Dick Dick Cheney.
Yeah, like Sir Winkleton or something. Like, I don't want that. I want it to be like, this is Clive. And he
Yeah,
doesn't
this
fuck
is like
around.
I wanted to. I would like my penis's name to stand alone and not be associated to anything else.
I want it
but
to be like,
my cock.
I want him to. I want it to be a more formal name as well. Like,
What about Osama bin Hardon?
no,
You know. After I feel like it's been 20 years since 9/11. I feel
just
like
something nice and calm, like just something nice and normal, like hello, Mr. Goldham or something.
the Renaissance.
Mister. I want to call him Mister.
Mister.
Oh yeah,
you want it to be formal. You want
Yeah.
when you introduce your cock to people, you want it to be formal.
Entering Mr. Lord Dixon. No, it's a
Or
pun
like
name. Lord Dixon.
that's it. It's
I want him to have like a normal surname, like Mr. Thomas or something.
Mr. Thomas, John Thomas, Mr. John Thomas,
Mr. Ian John Thomas is my penis name.
He sounds like a
please be standing for the arrival of Mr. Ian John Thomas. Everyone looks round, but I just stand up at the table and undo my flies.
It either sounds like a respected actor in theatre or a shitty politician. There's no either
thespian.
or. A thespian. It sounds like a thespian actor or a shit politician.
Ian John Thomas's Macbeth. It's just my dick in a little crown. In black or white.
I don't know about you, but I'd be genuinely quite concerned if I had a partner that started like referring to my penis with a name. She's just like, oh, go on, get. I don't know. Get your Pringle can
I remember
out.
one of my first girlfriends. I remember one of my first girlfriends. I think actually my first girlfriend that I slept with, the virginity taker. She asked me to name her boobs. I can't remember what I named them.
Was it Stanford and Waldorf?
What one was Gillian? I think. I think I named one. I named
Gillian.
one Gillian.
It's this big.
It was
watching
named
a lot of
after
X-Files
Gillian
at the
Anderson.
time, were you? Yeah, of course.
It was. It was after Gillian Anderson.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. I can't remember who the other one was though.
I mean, I would only assume.
I can't remember any other. If like Mulder, no, it wasn't. It was another female name.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah, maybe it could have been Willow. It was Willow.
Willow.
I think
Fucking hell.
Willow. I think I went for a character name for one, and then the actress's name for the other.
Brilliant.
It wasn't like Scully and Willow. It was like Willow and Gillian as in Gillian. I didn't go
Brilliant.
for like Alice Hannigan. I went Willow for one boob and Gillian for the other.
And
I
then
never
did she-
used the names once. She asked me to name them.
Yeah, I can
It
understand.
wasn't like
that you
something.
don't use it once.
It wasn't like I
It's
was
a
like, oh, I
one-time
can't
thing.
wait to go home and name your boobs.
Just like, oh god,
Yeah,
I'm
one-time
hard.
thing.
I'm hard just thinking about it. Name my tits. Dong.
Dong, dong, dong.
She got 3 tits.
Oh man, that's good.
This is a great start. This is a fantastic start.
Oh, that's good.
How you
How
been,
have
Greg?
you been, Joe?
No, shut up. You first. I said it first.
How have I been? I'm all right. I'm okay. It's been, a week, and as usual, and
Yeah.
time passes by, and I'm here watching it.
Oh, that's good.
Tomorrow,
No,
I've got my next like colonoscopy tomorrow. So I'm sure
yes,
next
the
episode I'll give you a
sequel.
nice update on that. Yeah, happening a bit different this time as well. I'm having the enema there, so I don't have to deal with the laxatives now, like tonight, like I did last time.
Yeah, I mean,
They're giving me
obviously
enema
not right
there,
now.
which worries me. Yeah, I don't. But I'm like, I don't know if I'd want that. Like, I don't have to empty my bowels beyond my control in a hospital toilet.
I learned last
At least
night.
at home, I'm like, oh, it stinks and it's horrible. We'll never can hear it. But it's only Lizzie. I don't want to be in a hospital and everyone be like, oh, I'm waiting for the toilet. What's that young man doing in there?
Losing weight.
Excelsior!
Losing weight is what he's doing.
Dong, 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 dong.
That's your safe word. Dong.
That's my safe word. Dong.
Last night, Lucy told me a fact, which is apparently whenever you are under anaesthetic, everyone farts, and doctors laugh at it. So
Oh, right.
do what you will with that information.
Yeah. Well, I didn't last time. Well, I
Were
had
you
my
under-
colonoscopy.
where, but were you
I
under
suppose there's a lot of
anaesthetic?
stuff up there. Yeah, they were. They put me under something. They asked if
Yeah,
I
but you were
wanted
still
anaesthetic or if I
conscious
wanted-
though,
if
weren't
I
you?
want-
You were still conscious.
Yeah, or if oh, you mean when you're unconscious? Yeah, I was
Yeah.
I was still awake. Yeah, I
And you lose
farted
control
a
of
lot when
everything.
when it came out my bum.
Yeah,
I farted
standard.
a lot when it came out,
Did it smell?
and for days to come. But that is standard, isn't
Did
it?
it
No,
stink?
not really.
No,
There's nothing really there. No,
nothing really there.
but yeah, that's happening. So tomorrow I have my colonoscopy. I had to go in on Sunday for my COVID test, but that was like literally didn't have to get out the car.
Yeah,
Just drive in to the little tent, COVID test, and drive home. So that was an easy thing to deal with. And tomorrow I think I'm going to be there for a few hours tomorrow. So
Yeah, it's quite the
it'll be
procedure.
a
innit?
long old day.
Oh, mate, all the best to you. But it's all
Yes,
for
thank you.
a good reason. So
It's all
you
for a
just
good
take-
cause. Like I'm doing it for I'm doing it for charity or something.
like it's Red Nose Day. None of this bathtub full of beans. I'm having a colonoscopy for charity.
yeah, live as well.
Greg's charitable.
It's like one of those adventure books. You can choose which
colonoscopy.
direction it goes.
That's a mad
Enthusiast Greg Armstrong.
colonoscopy enthusiast. Yeah.
I've also been really getting into watching, especially this guy called Nick Johnson. That sounds like a penis name, doesn't it?
Nick Johnson.
Nick Johnson. Yeah, that sounds like a proper penis name.
He
The
sounds
guy's a
like-
bit of a
he
penis,
sounds
but to be
like,
fair, I've been enjoying his videos.
He sounds like a soap opera star, but he's a dickhead. And they've made it very, very clear that he's a dickhead by calling him Nick Johnson.
Or clear that he's a dickhead. Yeah, so Nick Johnson, I've been enjoying his YouTube videos, and it's basically him driving through really run-down American towns,
Oh,
or
yeah.
really ghetto towns, or
I've
really
seen them.
fucked up
Yeah.
neighbourhoods.
He does he usually does.
Like-
He's got like a top 10 series of like the worst hoods or something like that. Like
Yeah. So I've been watching just loads of that the last week. I don't know why, just loads of it. Especially when I like his dashboard ones, where it's a camera and dashboard. He just drives into really run down, ridiculous, nothing left towns, and you're like, holy fuck. Or he goes right into the centre of like fucking Baltimore, and it's like fucking ghetto as fucking.
It is
shit.
it is just the wire,
really
isn't
cool.
it? It's just like fuck, man.
It is, yeah.
There's if you like that sort
one
of
that
thing.
I kept watching.
If you, I was going to say, if you like that sort of thing, there's also a guy, I don't know if he still does it, but there was a guy on YouTube who would just set up like a GoPro on his chest and ride his BMX through like fucking South Central, like Los Angeles and shit like that, and like record it whilst he's going through. Like, some of those are fucking interesting, man.
Yeah. Well, this one was good because I've always been quite interested in that town, Gary, in Indiana. Just because I've seen it pop up on like Reddit threads and stuff quite a lot, and he does a few where he goes through Gary.
I think Freddie Gibbs, the rapper, is from Gary, Indiana, I believe. The rapper Freddie Gibbs.
So's the Jackson family.
I'll have you know that we are Sunbury through and through. But
so when Michael Jackson died, his old childhood home in Gary got covered in flowers by residents. So they're from Gary, Indiana, as well.
Huh.
Little interesting fact for you there.
There you go.
I found out, but it's crazy because it effectively became a ghost town. Like all the schools closed, stores closed, houses became derelict, and it ranks only second to Detroit in percentage of population lost.
Yeah.
I believe it's 55% population lost since 1960.
Jesus.
So it currently has a population of 70,000. So that's it after like. That's what's left now. And over half of them are unemployed. Which, like, when you drive through this town, everything is just collapsing and derelict. It's insane.
Mad.
Just all that nature's reclaimed most of the houses.
Yeah.
Like, nature's reclaimed most of the houses.
Like, if it's
so
not maintained,
insane.
then literally nature will fucking regenerate over it. Like,
yeah, it does.
Fucking beautiful thing.
Crazy,
I bet that's
man.
I bet that's great
really
to see.
Dark.
I bet to like walk around there is.
I'm
really
just
good
like, why are they building a set for Last of Us TV show? It's literally here, like and like there's a lot of places in Iowa as well. That Iowa, that is just like not Iowa. Is it Iowa? Yeah,
Iowa,
anyway,
yeah.
He goes. A lot of places I've been seeing just like look like it's straight out of the game. Like it's insane.
Yeah.
But
Greg,
it's not. That's real. That's what it is.
Greg, this is very unfortunate
Yes.
and very early on, but I need to stop already to go and urinate. So it's gonna be a.
I kept seeing your eyes looking to the side. Okay, I kept seeing you looking, and I was like, Joe wants to do something or say something.
Yeah, I want to go for a piss. I'm gonna go and drain my dong.
You go drain your dong. Dong. And maybe why Joe's gone. We'll check out that advert again. Because I like the things to call your penis.
Packer, go-go, pencil, pronger, pintle, piston, pizzle, wiener, wanger, Wilfred, weenie, William, winkle, whizzle, Dodger, Nimber, Johnson, Peter, sausage, for shizzle, dong. Call it what you want, but when it stops working, make the right call.
That dong is so good. Let's have a look through some of those names then. No, I've not used many of those. Winkle was one I used as a kid quite a lot.
Who are you talking to?
Just the listeners.
I heard a voice come out of your phone. I was like, have you taken a call?
No. I was going through the names they gave penises in that advert, just looking at ones that I potentially might have used. Winkle is definitely one that I used quite a lot.
What about like Nelson's column?
What about Gollum?
Nelson's column. That's a good one for you.
No, Nelson's. Sorry, you started freezing quite a bit, and it sounded like you literally went, "What about Gollum?" Nelson's column.
What about Gollum?
What about Gollum? What about Dre?
The original.
How have you been,
the original. Everybody hates Chris. What about Gollum?
What about Gollum?
Yes, mate.
What's been going on your ends?
Oh, mate. God, not a lot crazy. Had some.
Sounds like you're going to say something really exciting then.
No, I was just going to reiterate how angry I got the other night after we had some knockdown ginger kids come around our house. That was, and as you said, it seems to have become quite a trend.
Did you have another one?
No, well, funny enough, I went out last night and Mum said there was a knock on the door, so she ignored it. And when I got home, it was just my Amazon package just sat on the door. So that was quite funny. No, they didn't come back, but it was yeah. So they basically on Sunday night knocked on our door. I'd had a bit of a day at work, so I was a bit stressed out and like angry. So I heard this rather sort of like aggressive knock at the door. So I went and answered it because I was just like, well, hang on, that sounds a bit harsh. And obviously no one there. But then I could hear like rustling to the side. So our house is right near an alleyway that leads to like the roads behind us and stuff. Yeah. And I could hear this like rustling, but it sounded like they were in our front garden hiding. So I was just like, I like said to my mum, I was like, Mum, can you just grab my shoes? They're at the they're at the back door. And I was obviously like waiting, and then I heard some movement. I was just like, oh, they're still here. So I went out. I went out there and started shouting down an alleyway. I think my first, what did I say first? Because I was very caught off guard. The adrenaline was already running because I was just like, oh, if I catch these little cunts. Because it was like the same sort of thing happened to my mum when she was like living on her own after like my dad passed away, and it was just like that sort of like, and it kind of like made her jump a little bit because she was on her own, didn't know what to do, and that kind of like it's created this kind of sort of defense in me now. It's just like, well, if I'm here and it happens, I'll deal with it. So I heard a couple of kids like down the alleyway sort of leg it, so I went to the alleyway and just shouted something along the lines of, do me a favour, fuck off, you cunts. on a Sunday night at like 7 p.m, shouting that like just in the streets. And then I went to walk away, and then I heard one of them go, oi oi, and I was like, oh, they're still there. So yeah,
he's taunting me.
I know, yeah, and stupidly I fell for it. So I walked all the way to the end of the alleyway where they'd shouted from.
Oh shit.
And I was up there, and I'd said all I shouted was just like, yeah, keep fucking running. And then like hung around the alley expecting them to come back. And then at that point I was having a cigarette and just thinking about all the things that I was going to do if I caught them, which was generally just threatening.
Suck those guys' dicks.
I was just like, it was all going through my head. It's like, I'm going to make them, you know what, what's the worst thing I could do? Because like I could threaten them, or I could try and force them to suck each other off and give them some real mental scarring. So I was just like, what's the worst thing? I was like, at one point I was just like, if I only get one of him, I'll just pin him against the fence and whisper horrible things in his ear. And I was just like, make him just regret. I turned into a fucking deviant. It was terrible.
Yeah. So your reaction to it is very different to mine, where I was at Lizzie's parents' house, again, on a Sunday, the Sunday before, and it was like still light out. It was in the afternoon, but it was not dark yet, but it was on its way.
Yeah.
And I literally just saw these two kids, one in a red t-shirt. They were quite young. I saw them run up to the door and go, bang, 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 ding dong, and then run out. And I literally was like, ha ha, some kids has knocked down Ginger. And everyone was laughing. We were all watching. But Lizzie's parents still went out and looked them down the road. And I was like, anyway, later on, when Dan and Laura were leaving, we're seeing them at the door get in their car. Those two kids just casually walked past, like right in between Lizzie's parents and like everyone getting in the cars outside, and just didn't bat an eyelid. I'm like, they're the guys that knocked on your door.
Yeah.
Got away with it. But they must have been doing it around the area. But that was not to my door, but it was interesting that I hadn't seen it for years, and I saw it happen, and then you had it a week later.
I know. Madness. It was, proper gave, it was a good old bang on the door, it was. It made me jump out, not jump out of my seat, but it made me get up quite immediate. I was just like, who the fuck is that banging on my door at that volume and
get up quite immediate.
I wasn't happy with it.
But so maybe it's making a comeback. It was
great. It was my
maybe
real
it's
like
part of Squid Games.
Old man shaking his fist in the street moment. Just like, you fucking kids!
I'm gonna make them suck each other's dongs if they come back this way.
Yeah, I will fuck you in the street if you come back here. That was the other threat I was thinking of saying out loud. But
right here in the street, you'll be fucked.
If you come back here, mate, I will fuck you in the street.
Truly, madly, deeply fucked. Should we get a bit of Geezedropping?
I'd love to. Yeah, I don't have any, but if you are able to provide, then
no, nor do I. But I have some. Sent in.
Again,
Geezedropping, where we snippets. Sorry, Joe has something to say.
I think thank you to everyone who continues to send us in geese drops, because you are very much keeping this segment alive. As I have once again decided that this time of year I don't want to hear the general public anymore. I'm a little bit over it, in all honesty.
Yep. So this week's Geese Drops have come from you listeners, which is where snippets overheard conversation, send them to us, and we read them out.
Simple
and
as that.
Nothing changes ever. Geese Dropping.
Geezedropping. Having a listen.
We've got one from Marin to kick things off.
Perfect.
Marin messaged, "Little geese drop for you." Here we go. He saw one bit of flange. He wants to. He saw one bit. He saw one little bit of flange he wants to poke, and now he's into crystals and horoscopes.
Where did she say where she heard that?
He saw one little bit of flange he wants to poke, and now he's into crystals and horoscopes.
That is a fuck boy if I ever heard one.
Intriguing.
Well, that's it. He's just like he
The rest
just
of the
wants
next
to
few
he just
are
wants to
obviously
shag
all
some.
from Sam. So before we,
He just wants to
before we get
obviously
there.
shag
well,
some
obviously,
hippie chick, doesn't he? Like he's seen like some hippie chick. She's got one of those like
must be
tie-dye murals on her wall, and he's just like, oh, mate, I'm gonna
the yin
bang
yang on it.
I'm gonna bang on about Sagittarius until she's wet.
I just sound really into crystals and horoscopes, and then she'll be well into me.
Oh,
Hopefully,
like-
she won't ask me any follow-up questions.
What kind of crystal? Like meth or like just
Maze? Maze? Maze isn't a crystal, it's a show. Oh, sorry.
maze or meth? That's the directions we chose. When I say the word crystal, what do you think of? Maze, meth.
Do you know what I actually do think of when you say the word crystal? When I was a kid, my mum bought me a grow your own crystal set. And I wanted to do it so bad. It was always on top of Mum's shelf for ages in her bedroom. And I was always like, can we please grow the crystals? We'll do it soon, don't worry. And then the time comes where we're like, right, we're going to do it this week. And then I remember literally Mum being like, the next morning being like, oh no, have you seen this? And I'm like, what? And she holds up the newspaper and there's a picture of the woman who made it holding my crystal box. And I'm like, crystal box. And I'm like, what's going on? And Mum's like, oh, it's really poisonous. You can't use it.
Brilliant.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
I remember you telling that story
So it
before.
never happened.
I remember a lot of flashbacks tonight
Yeah, I
of
know.
like previous stories that have been told.
Yeah, it must be, yeah. It's because I'm sober. It's because I'm not drinking anything. Because I've got to have a money on the water.
Yeah, I'm drinking for two
so
tonight.
I'm
It's
just
actually
like-
going to ruin me, I think.
Excellent. Yes, good. But yeah, a little bit of flange in my life, a little bit of pokey and crystals.
Little bit of Sagittarius.
Sam's first geese drop he sent us apparently isn't really a geese drop. Not really a geese drop, but it's still cold. I think he means gold. From Sam.
I think it means.
Oh no, it's not like I wrote this, not Sam. I don't know. I'm sorry, Sam. You didn't write cold. I wrote cold. I wrote this. Not really a geese drop, but still gold is what I meant to write. Sam sent us this. One of the drunken native Huddersfield folk just stumbled towards me, looked me dead in the eyes, and said he was going to fuck me up like a Sunday roast.
I
He was
reiterate.
going to fuck me up like
I
Sunday
reiterate.
roast.
We have to go to Huddersfield.
Get fucked up like a Sunday roast.
I want to get fucked up like a Sunday roast. He's gonna carve him up.
Damn.
I
mean, yeah. Yeah.
We
It's quite
obviously Sam made it home unscathed.
Yes, he wasn't fucked like a Sunday
No,
roast.
he was not.
Asshole like a squash Yorkshire pudding.
That guy is all talk.
A drunk guy on his train said, I've got to get home to sort out the bog. Sometimes you've got to sort your bog out.
Okay.
It's not something you really want to do after a day at work, after going home.
No, that is not
Have
my.
to get
That
home
is,
and sort the
that
bog
is
out.
not on my agenda.
I've got to get home and sort the bog out. Dong, dong, dong.
Dong.
I thought
Wilfred.
Wilfred,
Father.
William, yeah, father. Dong, dong, dong. Another train geese drop from Sam.
Okay.
This one's really. I love this one. 3 days after Remembrance Sunday, my brother gets out of jail.
Good to know. Good to know.
3 days after Remembrance Sunday, my brother gets out of jail. Boom.
Boom. Reasons
Oh, wow.
to be cheerful. 1, 2, 3. Dear
He's
God.
inside for vandalising the Remembrance Sunday
The memorial.
stand in the park. Statue.
He's been,
Stand.
he's been
Memorial Sunday stand. Come and get your ice cream.
He's been vandalising war memorials up and down the A308. He's dead against it. Doesn't like war. It's not about the heroes. It's about the comments of war.
It's true. Right. So I have some news articles here. These ones, actually, this one's not that old. 14th of October. We're recording this podcast on the 26th of October. By the time it comes out, it's going to be
Time stamped.
November.
It's going to be like November. So
It's going to be November. It's going to be well after November. But these are articles that I've actually probably had the last 2 or 3 episodes we've tried to record and just haven't got to them.
No.
But I did like this one. This has a good headline to it. Nurse sued NHS claiming she'd been secretly hypnotised to fart against her will.
What?
You heard it right. A nurse unsuccessfully sued the NHS after claiming she was being experimented upon at work, causing her to fart against her will. Maybe she's on anaesthetic.
Maybe.
She can't help it. Doctors are laughing at her left, right, and centre.
Or maybe it's just some
Alexandra
weird MK
Sampson.
Ultra agent that we.
Zandra Samson said hypnosis was being used on her at Ealing Hospital. Poor heating and ventilation at the acute medical unit altered her state of consciousness and allowed bosses to control employees, she claimed. She refused to cooperate with the psychiatric help and was sacked in December 2019. At the unemployment tribunal, the former staff nurse said she was suffering from an unwelcome gastrointestinal disturbances at work, including flatulent.
Oh.
She self-diagnosed herself as being the target of a ideomotor phenomenon, a little-known hypnotic concept which allegedly forces people to make movements unconsciously. Jesus.
Huh.
Fucking hell.
I mean,
I'm
that
a healthy individual.
almost sounds legitimate, doesn't it?
I'm a healthy individual and do not have any past medical history, but recently I've had various symptoms, including headaches, breathing difficulties, feeling of getting choked, and
Farting up a storm.
spasms and flatulent. It becomes extremely bothersome and a distraction at work. It also involves a feeling of being attacked in various parts of the body, including one's private part, which I feel is very inappropriate. But she's now saying she suffers similar hypnotic experiences at her home. Like,
Is it because her hypnotist fucking husband is he's an evil
they basically just kind of been like, oh, your mental health is, we can't really have you working here anymore, so she was dismissed.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's pretty tall conspiracy. This conspiracy goes all the way to the top of my ass. That, like,
What, like
you're being
one of those
drugged,
farts
you're
that
being
go up
drugged,
your crack?
you're being hypnotized through like the aircon unit in the hospital where you work, and and all it's making you do is fart when you don't want to.
Yeah.
Just seems like what's the game plan here?
Yeah. Shitting yourself, innit?
Like, I'd like to see that as like a villain of one of the next Marvel films. Like, all they're doing is making everyone fart against their will. Like, that's it. That is literally as far as it goes.
Fart man.
Spider-Man jumps down and just like, oh, damn it. Like,
Yeah.
And then Doctor Strange just like, Peter, you just, oh my god, that was me.
But, like,
And then
literally,
everyone
like,
just starts
filling-
going one and
filling their
Hulk does
suits.
it, and they're all like, whoa.
Yeah. Well, we are on to the next wave
know.
of the Marvel Universe, so maybe that's coming.
Maybe that
wave.
is what's
I
coming.
feel like fourth
The,
wave, when they
the,
start running low on ideas, that's where they're going to bring in new characters. It's going to be like The Office,
gonna
when
start-
the US went past 2 seasons, and they're just like, fuck, we have to now write this ourselves.
It's comic book man. Is that all we got?
Oh my god, he's got so many references!
He's got so many references. Dictionary boy.
Dictionary boy.
He just corrects your
Thesaurus.
wording.
Oh my god, it's Thesaurus.
He's riding
He's
a
a dinosaur.
thesaurus.
He's a dinosaur that's built out of,
course.
out of dictionaries.
Yeah. Thesauruses. And the dictionary boy gets to ride him.
Yeah. Of course.
Not sexually. Dong, dong, dong. Like,
That's how easy it is to come up with superheroes.
that's how we...
Think of a
It's
word.
literally that easy.
Yeah.
It's literally that easy. This story is not very exciting, but I want to bring up with you because I know you're a fan of this film, as am I. And I can honestly say that the point of this article isn't something that's ever bothered me before. The film in question is, of course, Martin Scorsese's The Departed.
Okay.
A
I
fantastic film.
seriously thought it was going to be Con Air. I'm not going to lie. I seriously thought we were leading
No.
up to a Nick Cage homage here.
No.
Alright, fair
Departed.
enough. Okay. Yeah,
So,
no, big fan
spoilers.
of Departed.
It's
Big
an
fan.
old film. It's an old film with spoilers. So, Matt Damon's character obviously is a mole, I guess, if you want to say a rat. Is a rat in the so to say.
Yeah.
He's working. You know, he gets people killed, and he's
One
not.
of the-
He's not a straight police detective. He's a he has other motives, and he works for a criminal, and he's basically been put there
But like
by this criminal,
But-
by Jack Nicholson.
like one of the greatest long games in cinematic history. Because like he gets him at like 14 years old,
Yeah.
and just builds him up until he's like old enough to join the police.
Oh,
Fucking
yeah,
long
yeah.
game, long game of the century.
So again, flat out spoilers. At the very end, he comes back into his apartment, and Mark Wahlberg's character's there with like the plastic things over his shoes, and he's got a gun in his hand, and he walks in, and fucking Matt Damon's like, okay, and then he shoots him, and then he walks out the building, and basically there's a shot at the end that shows a rat running past, runs past, and that's the shot. Fans of the film have started a Kickstarter or a GoFundMe to try and raise money to have that scene erased with the rat. They don't want the rat in the film anymore
Why not?
because they think it's insulting to the audience. Because they think it's insulting to the audience that we get Matt Damon was a rat in the system.
Yeah.
You know, we got a rat in the force, boys. We don't need to be told it by this stupid symbolic reference that we do understand at the end. Departed is a smart film. Treat the audience as intelligent all the way through, and at the end you do this really on the nose shot of here's a rat, just to reinforce that Matt Damon was a rat. And if for some reason it's really upset people, so they've started a GoFundMe to try and raise money to have that scene removed.
That does surprise me, because I always thought, like, I saw the rat at the end of the film, and I just thought this was how it then is the intro to Ratatouille. So I thought this was like his life afterwards. So that's I don't think people have really clocked onto that, in all honesty. And I think just this is just people just losing their minds.
I can't say it really bothered me. Like, it literally did not. I mean, I saw it and I got the whole reference, symbolic reference, but I can't say I was like, how dare they treat me as anything less intelligent than I am already.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's
I
a
know
film
that
where
I'm not equal to Martin Scorsese.
Sheen goes, microprocessors. Right.
Oh yes, of course.
Fucking great film.
We will be
But yeah,
cunts.
not just a really odd, thing to waste your time on. I guess is what I'm getting at.
I really don't have any qualms with that movie whatsoever. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
No, I can't think of any movie, even if a movie
on a plane to Australia.
exactly. And even if there's a film I don't like, I don't imagine I'd hate enough to start a Kickstarter to have a part
that's
of it.
fucking dumb. That's fucking dumb. Also, for the amount of
It is
time
fucking
that
dumb.
film has been out, and they've only just started a Kickstarter, like, Fuck off, man. It's Area 51 charging all over again.
Forgot about that.
Fucking
Did that ever
idiots.
happen? I can't remember.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it went ahead.
It did. I know we talked about it on the podcast, but I don't remember what happened at the end of it.
Nothing really. I remember seeing there was the guy who does all gas no brakes. He went down there and interviewed some people. Got to interview some of the Area 51 workers, and they're just like, "Are you at all like concerned about this?" And he's just like, "Not until they cross the line, and then I get to shoot them." And it's just like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, excellent.
Stick around.
Let's go for it then.
Stick around for this live stream.
Stick around.
Stick around, kid.
Stick around.
Yeah.
Yeah, a very bizarre one. Okay, all right then. All right, another one. I'm getting through these because I'm like, I haven't had a chance to bring these up for a while because they're just good headlines.
Yeah.
You ready for this
Really
one?
catches
I
you.
imagine you probably heard this headline.
Is it bald
Man
wing
waits
shoots?
Man waits 2 years to seek help after bum and penis started doing each other's jobs.
I did see this. I didn't say this. I did hear this. I didn't see this particular article, but it is definitely now my favourite. As it is like the kindest. It is the kindest way to actually describe what has happened to this person.
Yes, it is, and it's
Oh,
interesting.
God.
Of course, if you start urinating out of your anus and passing gas through your penis, then there's been a terrible mix-up, and you should probably get that checked out.
Yeah,
Oh my God, there's been a big fucking mix-up.
that's a big
I am
old mate. That is
farting.
a
I'm
big.
guffing out. I
Houston.
am guffing out of my dong.
Could you imagine though? Like literally, just like I can't even imagine what a penis fart would sound like. Because it is like your urethra is a very small space that is not expanding. No, I reckon it's going to be higher than that. I feel like it's going to sound like screaming a little bit. I feel like it's going to be just sort of like, hang on, if I can do it. Hang on, I have to stop smiling so I can actually pierce my lips together. Or just...
Oh, yeah, like a startled monkey.
Yeah, like mouth shut.
Like you just stepped on a,
You gotta do
you
the
stepped on a
mouth-
monkey's tail.
Yeah, the mouth shut scream. I feel like that's how your dick's gonna sound.
Oh, let's find out a bit more. 33-year-old man whose identity and location, fortunately for him, remains unknown,
Lucky
decided
bastard,
to wait
mate.
2 years before telling doctors that things aren't what they see.
2
A
years.
research article published by US scientists last month with the incredible title "A Curious Case of Rectal Ejaculation" reads: a 33-year-old male with a history of illicit drug use presented with 5 days of testicular pain. He also noted a substantial amount of urine and sperm passage from his rectum. In addition, and some other words, over the last 2 years.
And some other words. Oh dear, mate.
Jesus.
That sounds awful.
Analysis of the poor soul's urine appeared to suggest a urinary tract infection, while a CT scan of his pelvis revealed swelling in his left testicular tube and gas-filled structure in his prostate, which was communicating with his rectum. The finding of this gassy structure led the scientists to believe he had chronic appearing rectac prostate fistula. Before this was confirmed with a special X-ray known as avoiding. Oh, Jesus.
I'm avoiding.
Fucked up. Thankfully, a surgical procedure resolved the issue and the patient recovered with only mildly reduced ejaculatory volume over several months. Good. We'll let you figure out what that means, but we think that only in that sentence is doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Yes, I think so too.
That is definitely a WTF
so he's fixed now. He
section
got
of the
fixed.
Metro website. Fuck, man. Imagine,
He
mate,
was
you
fixed, but
2 years. He waited 2 years, man.
And like sperm coming out of his arsehole. Imagine like
I'm waiting-
wanking and then you just fart sperm.
I am waiting for 2 times for that to happen. If I piss out of my arse once, I'm gonna be like, right, that's weird. If it happens a second time, I'm gonna be like, equally weird. I'm going to the hospital.
Just running into the pub toilet and just putting your trousers down and sitting your ass in the urinal and just pissing.
Mate, it's like that time I went for a shit at work, and then whilst I'm wiping, I realised there was an entire super noodle hanging out of my bum. And I was like, that's fucking weird. That's one of the worst things that's ever happened to me. It was like a perfect, like an actual perfect super noodle hanging out of my bum. I looked down in between, like lifted my cock and bollocks up and looked down, and it was there like a fucking like a used Spider-Man web. It was just hanging out my arsehole. And I was like, right, that's
Did you
weird.
pull it out?
Yeah, of course I pulled it out. Not with my fucking hands. I pulled it out with toilet paper. I'm not a monster.
There's
Greg.
a snake in my boot.
There's a snake in my bum. That's what it was. So I was just like, right, gonna keep an eye on that. Did a poo. Another poo when I got home, and it was fine. So obviously didn't go to the hospital.
And then what? The hot water came out to go with the noodles.
Yeah, no, the sachet that I swallowed as well is.
The sachet powder you pour over it.
No, just the full sachet. Is
Just the full sachet.
oh my
God.
It was awful. It was one of the worst shits of my life. Scarring.
So was the super noodles a lunchtime thing?
No, it was from
that
the night
dinner?
before. It was like my dinner, I think.
Right, I see. Interesting.
Very worrying. But as I said, it didn't happen a second time, therefore I didn't consult my GP. So
Right, excellent. Yeah, you didn't have it come out your dick either.
No.
Fantastic. Kind of segues. Kind of
Kinda
a list,
similar. Don't
not
say
really.
kinda similar.
It's an article that I'm just going to read out like a list. But quite interesting to me, it was teachers share worst packed lunches they're seeing kids come to school with.
Oh, that's good. Oh,
I thought so, yeah.
that intrigues
Yeah.
me. Although I feel like
I
they're
mean,
potentially making fun of the poverty scenarios that some of these children live in.
Maybe. Well, I instantly think of Simpsons when Marge goes to prison at home wrestling at lunches, and she's like, "What did you get, Bart?" And he's like, "Playing card with peanut butter smeared on it." Peanut butter smeared on the playing card.
Or it's when he's when the kids are just like, "Dad, I'm hungry," and he's like, "Oh, come on, there's stuff in the there's stuff in the cupboards," and it's like chives and lemon juice, and he's just like,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Let's go see Mom."
Okay, so one pupil showed up with a pork pie and a can of shandy.
Single dad on his own.
He said he
Doesn't
made the
know what
lunch
to
himself
give his
because
kids.
that's all there was in the fridge.
Love it.
That's all there was in the fridge. Kid made himself lunch.
Oh, poor lad. Poor lad.
That is pretty sad. Another child arrived with simply a packet of ginger biscuits, explaining that mum had been too tired to go to the shops.
Oh.
You
got this is Greg. I'm not going to lie. This is slowly turning into a very sad list.
It might get a bit sad. Yeah, it might get a bit sad.
I'm already feeling somewhat down about this.
There was the teacher questioned the mother of a pupil who showed up with just a can of Red Bull for lunch and was told he had a late night on his Xbox and seemed like he needed a pick-me-up.
Fucking Jesus.
Yeah, less sad now.
I feel like, hang on, wait, is one of these going to be from like an old article where some kid went to school with like 2 grams of cocaine?
I don't think so. This is quite a recent article. What date was this? This was last month. Actually, no, I'm lying. 2018, maybe. I only saw it shared this recently. A member of staff at a school in Birmingham was sent to school. A member of staff at a school in Birmingham?
What?
A member of staff. A member of staff at a school in Birmingham was sent to school with a Happy Meal box with a cold McDonald's burger and fries. Their gran explained it had been bought the day before, but the pupil hadn't wanted it, so it was a shame for it to go to waste. Oh my God! A teacher in Manchester, a teacher found an 8-year-old lad drinking a can of dark fruit cider, thinking it was a soft drink.
Hell. Jesus. He probably just thought it was like a Monster Energy drink or something. Look at the fucking, like, those cans all look the same.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, he just thought it. He just thought it was a soft drink. Just thought so. A child with no packed lunch or cash for a meal said he'd had cereal with water on it for breakfast because mum needed the milk for her coffee. That's sad.
Fucking. That's a shitty. That's a shitty
fucking
parent.
sad. That's a
shitty
mum.
parent.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You could buy. You can just go to Costa.
Cried when they were told that.
You could just go to Costa and get a coffee or something, like on the way to. What the fuck? Oh, mate, that's the most outrageous one out of all of them. I'd
that one is
give my
pretty
kid
bad.
the milk. If I had a kid, I'd give it the milk.
I mean, they're meant to mean a healthy lunch is meant to be healthy sandwich or wrap, piece of fruit, and a treat like jelly or malt loaf, and a bottle of water or a sugar-free drink.
Where did they take this list from? The 40s?
Well, it's kind of what it is now. So like even in Jana's nursery, there's so many rules around lunch. Like she can't have like crisps and stuff. It's literally cheese sandwich. She has some grapes or an apple and a cucumber. Is literally in Jana's lunch when she goes to school.
I remember going
on the days of just having.
I remember like primary school, and like I'd go to my sandwich would be like like Marmite or like cheese or ham or something like that. And then, but like I was, I really liked cucumber when I was young. I still do like cucumber now, even now. But like I used to go get sent to school with like a quarter of cucumber just to consume, and then like a penguin. It was fine, delicious, sorted.
Yeah, the penguin. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
get a penguin or like
they can't have chocolate or anything.
Couple of bourbons or something,
Yeah, I mean they can't have chocolate or biscuits for lunch.
Fuck.
Indiana got Lizzie in trouble the other day because obviously you're meant to cut your grapes up, but Indiana's at the age now where she will just eat grapes. They don't need to cut the grapes up for her. Really, we don't do it at home. And Lizzie was getting Indiana's lunch ready. She was like, "Oh, do you want me to cut your grapes up?" And she was like, "No, don't cut my grapes." So she didn't cut them. And then the next day, in Indiana's lunchbox was a note from the teacher telling Lizzie off for not cutting the grapes up.
Fucking hell.
Ooh. Indiana got her in trouble. Indiana, you told me not to cut them. All Indiana's fault. Sinister.
Yeah, standard. Yeah, it's well, I mean,
Getting mum in trouble.
Oh, what a world we're living in.
Yeah. Some of those were quite sad. You're right. Some of those packed lunches were quite sad, but the one where I had to have water, I came up with no lunch and said water on cereal because the mum needed the last milk for her coffee. That's a shitty parent.
I genuinely thought the dark fruits was bad, but then mum stealing milk was just whacked it right out of you.
Yeah. At least the dark fruits, the kid just found it and brought it to school. He probably knew it was booze. Oh, I didn't know. I thought it was a soft drink, sir.
I reckon booze at school is quite a common scenario. Do you reckon kids with booze at school is like a common thing these days?
I remember when I was at school, kids getting caught with booze and sent home quite a lot.
Yeah.
Like kids with cans of beer in the playground. One kid had a bottle of some sort of spirit he got caught with. I remember he saw him and his mates. They were like a couple of years younger than us as well. Were like taking zips under the tree in the playground. And I swear, you saw them doing it, and behind them was literally the window to the hall, and you just saw after a while one of the teachers just stood at the window watching them.
Yeah,
and they're just like, "Oh, they're busted."
I remember at my prom, at the prom, there was a lot of.
So far, I never had proms.
Did you not? No, we had a prom. It was good. There was a lot of drink checking though. And I remember like seeing, I left like the hall where it was going on and saw this guy called James, and he was coming down the stairs, and I was like, "What are you doing up there?" And I was like, "What's up there?" And he's just like, "Nothing. That's why it's a really good place to put whiskey in my Coke." And I was just like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense. All right, cool, bye." There was apparently like some fucking makeshift fucking bar that had been set up by students, and all the teachers found it and like took all the booze and fucking had the booze. There was like, I'm fucking sick of these kids.
Yeah.
If I've got to be here, and
we had an end of sixth form like party on a boat in Kingston, and I do remember seeing teachers. I mean, I think I was 18 at that point, so I could drink.
Yeah,
but I remember seeing teachers like pouring like vodka bottles in their pockets, flipping them out and pouring them in their other drinks and stuff, like getting on it.
Yeah.
So fucking good for them. Good for them. Get fucking smashed. Why not?
I remember when I was at college. There was I think like towards the end of our second year, like so the final year, there was like a art gallery sort of thing that they put on for all the art kids. And so obviously by this point some were 18, and they were just like, well, they're kind of adults now, so we can't really stop them, but obviously we can stop the ones that are 17. And I remember there being like a fair bit of booze around, but nothing crazy, just like, beers, wine, that sort of shit. But then I also do remember one of the female art teachers being absolutely hammered and being a bit too friendly with my friend Ben.
Oh,
it was like
dear.
It was very like hands on shoulders, and like her just giving him life advice whilst being smashed on white wine. Just being like, you gotta use this. Don't waste your talent. You gotta look at me. Just like, Jesus Christ, are you all right? Like, Jesus, like.
Wonderful.
So,
I did miss the first part of that story. I don't know what it's like your end, but you've been freezing a lot.
Oh no, you've been, mate. You have been.
I've been missing.
Absolute. I've been missing a lot of you. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been missing so much of what you've been saying for a lot of it. It's like,
It's like that.
the delays getting further and further apart.
It's very. I'm associating it very much so with that Puff Daddy Remembrance song for Notorious B.I.G. and I Be Missing You is the reference I'm trying to make there.
Well, I'd think an hour in we'll start turning towards an
Finish.
end.
Yes.
An hour in, which is a shame because I was a bit of a roll there, but I have to go and sit downstairs now and drink water the rest of the night.
No, fair enough, man. You got plenty going on for you this week, so that is not a problem.
Yeah, big old day tomorrow. I do want to end though with I was meant to play it last episode, but considering we've been doing so many of our tracks recently, it was nice to have a week off, I guess. But we're going to end with a Stars Not Birds track featuring Joseph Styling, Joe Jackson here.
Hello.
This is now at this point, again at recording, this EP comes out in 2 days. By the time this episode comes out, it would have been out for like a week or so. So you'll find it on Spotify and anywhere you get your music. Stars Not Birds, World Away EP. You'll find it. It's there. Listen and enjoy.
I'm very, very, very happy that I joined this little project for at least a song.
Yes, me too, big time.
It's been great. It's been great hearing all the songs progress as well, man. It's all it sounds so good.
Yeah.
I hope you're happy with yourself is what I was going to say. But I hope you are all proud of of what you've done here because it's fantastic.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, so this track, Flashlights, features Joseph here, and it's the point.
Joseph here.
I wouldn't say a Dice Rollers track, but it's the most Dice Rollers track only because me and Joe are on it.
Yeah.
Out of the new Birds, Stars Not Birds tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I kind of rap in some tracks, not really. In this one I have a little bit. Joe's mainly got like 2 verses in this. Like I do a little bit in the middle.
Which I'm not going to lie, it surprised me. I really wasn't expecting to have 2 verses, but I went with it.
Did it surprise? I didn't want it to just be you at the end for like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
I hate it. I didn't want it to be like ain't featuring. I knew with that track and the beat on it, I knew I wanted it to be more rap, hip hop, style.
I mean,
verses.
it's as you said in the past. It's like it's the most sort of like hip hoppy sort of. I mean, they've all got elements to it, but this is definitely the most sort of hip hop sort of rap sort of style song, but still totally not all the way hip hop. It's great. It's
exactly.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to just rap all the way through it. Sure. I wanted it to be different. So that's why I was more like, I let Joe do most of the rapping in it, this one.
Hello.
And I'll just do my little bit in the middle.
Yeah.
Which worked out perfectly. It sounds awesome. I've made visuals for them all. I'll be putting those out. In fact, I've uploaded clips of the visuals to the tracks on Spotify. So when
so when you do the playback and it's all there.
When you listen to the tracks on your phone on Spotify, I've already done it with the new one paused. It will play like the things on Spotify.
That's cool. That's really cool.
It will play all the little visuals.
That's really cool.
It's only like 8-second clips, but I've uploaded.
Yeah, but they repeat, don't they? Like
loop it.
Yeah.
But I do have the full length track visual versions of tracks. I'm going to upload onto Instagram as well.
I massively this last sort of week or so, I got really into this band called Turnstile, which is like a sort of I wouldn't even call them a hardcore band, but there's elements of hardcore to them. It's a very
Right.
but yeah, they're really they released an album this year called Glow On, and there's some they're again like the opening track's called Mystery, and there's like a sort of little clip of them doing a live show, and it's just people going fucking mental and stage diving, but again it's on that sort of loop, and it goes really well with the song. So that sort of thing is very, very good to have, man. It's good fun.
Yeah, no, yeah. Hopefully, people will appreciate it, or someone will actually listen to it when it comes out.
Yeah, man.
But if they don't, you know what? You listeners have been forced to listen to it. So
Take it.
yeah, this is this. We're going to wrap up this track with this episode with Stars Not Birds, Flashlights featuring Joseph Jackson / AKA Joseph Styling.
That is I.
I will update you all guys next episode of how the old next hospital visit went. It should be lots of fun, I'm sure, for you all.
Next time is what we'll call it.
And catch you all soon.
Deep Impact is what we'll call it next time, or what it was.
Deep Impact. Deep Greg Pact.
Greg Pact.
Yeah, guys, thanks for listening.
Greg.
I've been Greg. Dong, 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 Armstrong.
Oh, that's taken the only one that I've remembered away from. Well, I've been Joe farting out of my dick Jackson.
I thought you were going to go Wolfrid, but I like farting out your dick. That's good. I mean, I don't like you farting out your dick, but I like it as a name.
No, I don't want to ever experience that. I don't want to ever experience that at all.
I feel like episode name and artwork is either going to be Dong Dong.
I feel like it's going to be a lot of dicks. I feel like there's going to be a lot of dicks involved in this one.
Well, yeah, maybe. Or you can have us hitting like a bottom. No, that's called a bong, not a dong.
No.
Dong dong. It doesn't matter.
I was thinking I'm just gonna find loads of pictures of famous people called Richard, and we'll just call the episode "Loads of Dicks."
Loads of dicks.
And it'll just be us
dick mentions
in a party with loads of
Richards. It's either got to be dong 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 or farting out your dick.
Dicks. We'll just call it a dick party, and it'll just be us at a party with loads of Richards.
It's too close to dick appointment, I feel.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely
anyway,
right.
You know what? We don't know what this episode will be called yet, but you guys listen to it right now, so you already know the title. Let's hope we made a good decision. Cheers for listening, guys. This is Flashlights featuring Joseph Styling. Check it out on Spotify now and wherever you get your music. Bye!
Yep.
The cracks begin to show on the surface, and we're living with a burden, uncertain of our purpose. The peace has been disturbed, and we will emerge from the embers of all the tragedies that occurred. We never united, historically divided. 200 years of fighting, allegiance recited. What happened to kindness? The blind lead the blind towards the front line of where two worlds collided. We're on the edge, about to take 2 more steps. 2 last breaths to confess all the regrets. Stuck on a planet robbed of redeeming features. No more dreamers or creatures. No more leaders or preachers. Wastelands that were once sand when we fought them on the beaches. Left speechless by what remains. The love that's been lost with very little gain.
I see those flashlights through the trees. I hear them calling me. The scarlet sky is just a lie, and there's no moon to shine. I see those flashlights through the trees. I hear them calling me. The scarlet sky is just a lie, and there's no moon to shine. This forest has led me astray. I've lost count of all the nights and days. The beast and I learn to coexist with no conflict. The floorboard creaks as a 2-leg shift. Perfect balance, gravity's gift. Unless you trip, float adrift in silent cries. The greatest sights in life are watching the sunset or the sunrise, but both can burn your eyes. I stand here waiting. Stand here waiting. Stand here waiting. Waiting. I see those flashlights from the trees. I see those flashlights from the trees. I see those flashlights from the trees. I see those flashlights.
blood through a grin. Glimpses of hope in the distance, a chance of existence wiped out in an instant. No need to head toward the light in the cover of night, cause it's coming straight for us. The chorus of screams laid out before us. We tread cautiously over corpses across lawless lands. So many try to warn us, what others said join us. The voice of the voiceless, our lives are never pointless. Staring into the noiseless void where we once enjoyed gathering before it was destroyed. The memories remain but the sights are not the same, and we walk towards death like a moth to a flame. Extinction is the name of the game. We say we're untamed yet we're caught up in chains.
I see those flashlights through the trees, I hear them calling me. I see those flashlights through the trees, I hear them calling me. I see those flashlights through the trees, I hear them calling me. I see those flashlights through the trees, I hear them calling me.
The All Seeing Guys podcast is part of Podnose, the UK's leading independent entertainment podcasting network. For episode archives of the All Seeing Guys and all of the shows on the network, visit us at www.podnose.com. You can also follow us on Twitter via @Podnose or send us an email via admin@podnose.com.